Cause he want a life, yeah, life's I've been with me and crack in the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the rim, push that mission to the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Yeah, life's I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the rim, push that mission to the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Flashing on these high beams, she won't stay beside me, even if I'm blinded.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing, man? Let me know. Give me fires in the chat. Give me fires in the chat. You know, it's been a while since I've gone live, man. Appreciate y'all, man, for stopping by. It's Friday in the middle of the day. You know, we got to seize the day. And, you know, for the people who've been paying attention to my videos and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody. Appreciate all the love. Let me know if y'all can, if the audio is good where you guys are, if it sounds good. You know, sometimes, you know, the audio will mess up a little bit and I got to fix things on my end. But, you know, this year we got to step things up a little bit. So your boy's trying to do some things on this end, man. But, hey, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. What I really wanted to do was kind of open the floor for, you know, interaction, right? Like for me, This off season has been a very very challenging, but a one of growth. A lot of people they appreciate all of the film study and stuff like that. So appreciate everybody that has tuned into those videos. There will be more to come. I actually have a funny story about yesterday's, right? Yesterday, I figured I was just like, man, I'm gonna do something different, right? Like I'm gonna break down Sam Howell for the Commanders, right? So Commander fans are still giving me hell for it. It is what it is. They can be mad. Like, here's the thing, right? I don't want to ruin like anybody's parade. So I understand it's been a while since the Commanders have had something to cheer about. So they got Dan Snyder out, right? And they got this, they got Sam Howell, and so they just got these new beginnings. So here I am. I come on, I'm like, all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a video on Sam Howell, and let's look at some of the things that he can do to get better, or let's look at the things that he does well. And I had about 30 clips, like in total. Like, we had the wide angle, we had the tight angle. And so I'm looking at it and I'm just like, nah, bro, this ain't it. This ain't it right here. And I deleted all that stuff, because at the end of the day, the energy that it was going to take just to tell y'all that he got he gonna get some growing pains this year. It wasn't gonna be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't gonna be worth it. I was getting ready to do it, and so a lot of Commander fans, and they're probably looking at it on Twitter right now. Some of them, I know me and Rio was going back and forth a little bit. Speaking of which, Rio on September 5th, he's getting his roundtable together. You know what I'm saying? He's rebranded his roundtable. So I will be joining Rio's NFC East roundtable over there. So, I'm excited about that. Me, Nikki Gist, and I don't know who the Eagles guy is, but I'll know who he is by the end of that show. But yeah, me and Rio was going back and forth about Sam Howell. And the thing that they want to hold on to is that he's Kirk Cousins, or he looks like Kirk Cousins, or he has Kirk Cousins traits. But Kirk Cousins was allowed to develop. It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like they, Kirk Cousins also had one of the best play callers in the game as well, but Kirk Cousins was allowed to develop under the circus that was RG3. So Kirk Cousins was able to kind of take his bumps and bruises, while really the storyline was RG3. Nobody was really looking at Kirk as the guy, and then Kirk was able to take his bumps and bruises and learn from them, and from that pressure Kirk Cousins was able to become a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Jay Money saying, the Commanders, they might win 5 games. I think they'll win more than that. I think they're going to be more of a complete team. I think the Commanders will probably win about 8, 9 games, maybe 10, just depending on how the schedule falls, because they are still a physical football team. They still got a really good running back over there. But that's beside the point. The whole point was, I was getting ready to do the film breakdown on Sam Howell. I don't know how I ended up talking Commanders, but I was getting ready to do it, and I said, "Nah, I ain't doing it, bro. Like, it is what it is." All right. Um, let's talk about some of the guys that I've done videos on, and let's talk about where they are right now, right? As far as this team goes, let's start with Marquise Bell. So you guys know that I'm a huge Marquise Bell fan, right? I am a huge Marquise Bell fan, not only because of you know not only because he's a Cowboy, but I really want that kid to succeed, right? Like, I really want him to succeed because he's an HBCU guy, right? I went to Howard University. I played at Howard University for a couple of years. And so FAMU was one of our rivals, right? But when your rivals make it to the next level and you get a chance to see them, you salute. That's how the HBCU code goes. And so I don't care that Marquise Bell went to FAMU. I don't care that Isaiah Land went to FAMU. I salute those guys because I know what it's like playing HBCU ball. Not getting the best of hotel situations, not getting flights, but having to ride a bus, not getting the best of facilities, not getting the best of healthcare. And so when those guys get to that level, those guys are hungry. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. That they don't understand the level of hunger when you see that. So when I was at Howard, we had we had an ex-Redskin player. His name was Coach Barry Winbush, I believe, and he was there. He's volunteering for a little bit at Howard, but he got us into the camp over out in Ashburn, right? So we went to the Redskins because at the time they were the Redskins. We went to their camp a little bit. Got a chance to meet Santana Moss. Got a chance to meet Andre Carter. It was around that time. And during that time, I was just looking around. I was looking in the locker rooms. I was looking in the weight rooms and stuff like that, and just looking at the facilities there. Now, notice, now keep in mind, everybody looks at Washington and their facilities as the dump, but you get there, and I'm looking around. I'm like, man, I play here. Like this right here, like this is why we're grinding in the summer. This is why we're doing 16 110s. This is why, getting up at 5 a.m. For your lift, and then you got the afternoon workouts and on top of your class and all of that type of stuff. Like when you're there, at the HBCUs and you know what I'm saying, we ain't got no Gatorade machines. We ain't got nobody giving us no protein. Hell, all we got is the calf. You get what I'm saying? Like nobody cares. Like there's no funding down there like that. So when you got guys like Marquise Bell and Isaiah Land, and they pan out, like it's such a beautiful thing to me. So I kind of wanted to share that. But let's get into Isaiah Land. I'm not Isaiah Land. Sorry, Marquise Bell. So Marquise Bell, and I was telling a good friend of mine, you know what I'm saying, that Marquise Bell, when he gets a starting role, if he does, depending on how it happens, and as you guys know on my channel, I said, injuries could occur, and he might have to step up, and he's not going to look back. I think that this has been a blessing in disguise for him. Now we hate it. We hate that it's overshown, but it looks like he's going to fit that role for that backer in that role, right? Marquise Bell is such a Swiss Army knife that he can do it all. He can play center field, he can play the hash, and he can do spot duty as the linebacker in that role. And so I think that his hunger and probably his background. Now, again, I've never had a conversation with this gentleman, never had a conversation with him at all, but I guarantee you that the hunger and all that he had to go through, as far as I think having to go to JUCO and then having to go to FAMU, being a top level blue chipper, he's got a chip on his shoulder, and I can guarantee you that he ain't gonna give it back easy. Whatever role he gonna fill, he gonna do it with a different type of hunger, and y'all are gonna notice. I know y'all been looking at him in the preseason games, and my man is all over the field. Trust me, Marquise Bell, I've been telling y'all for 2 years, when it's his time, it's his time. Marquise Bell is going to ball out, y'all. He going to ball out. So, and I'm not one of those guys that's going to be that's going to thump on the table, even though I probably should, but it's going to happen. And when he does, I'll be so happy because he's an HBCU guy, right? He's an HBCU guy. Next guy, let's talk about Sam Williams. Now, I know Sam Williams got in trouble, and, he's got some growing up to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what we think about the situation, whether it was blown out of proportion, whether it wasn't, homeboy got some growing up to do. And I hope that it's a lesson learned, because he had a red flag when we drafted him. And now we have this situation where there could be suspensions looming, right? There could be. What's going on, man? What's going on, everybody? Also, man, put your questions in the chat as well, because we're going to answer questions, right? We're going to answer questions. Like I said, this is all interaction. This is off the cuff. I don't have anything planned. I'm really just talking right now. And so, anything y'all got, we're going to answer. But Sam Williams, he was on pace. Sam Williams was on pace to do everything that I said he was going to do. Sam Williams is getting reps. Sam Williams is he's a big part of the plan, whether he's suspended or not. Sam Williams is a guy that's going to be a tone setter, bodyguard, right? And He's taking his bumps and bruises, but for the most part, we're getting excellent reps. We're getting excellent competition there. We're getting a guy that is going to compete, and he's going to make offense. He's going to make their life a living hell. And Sam Williams is on that way. Now, maybe this situation, like I said, adverse situations, you got to adjust. You gotta, as a champion, real champions adjust. That's going to always be a mantra of mine. I forget who said it. I think it was Floyd Mayweather that said it. Real champions adjust. And just to let y'all know, my guys, my guys of all time, my favorite competitors that I've always ever watched. We got Mr. Kobe Bryant. We got Michael Jordan and Floyd Mayweather. So there might be a lot of things that I quote that I might have gotten from a Kobe video, a Kobe Instagram, a sound, or Michael Jordan or Floyd Mayweather, because I watched those guys so closely as an athlete. I wanted to be just like them. But this adverse situation for Sam Williams can either make or break him. I think it'll make him, personally. I think it's going to make him. And I think that he's going to ball out of control to the point that whatever that situation was, we're going to forget about it. But the only thing that I ask you fans to do is, like I said, grace, man. Let's have grace. As people, let's give people grace, right? Like, you wouldn't in down moment for you, you wouldn't want people to down you, especially when it's something that's like not so egregious, right? He's a young kid, he's still learning, right? And sometimes it takes you to mess up maybe once, maybe twice, right? Now, third time, all right, we might be cooking with some grease or something like that. But you know what I'm saying? Offer the young guys some grace, give them a chance to make up for it. And I guarantee you, Sam Williams is going to be one of those guys that you root for on Sundays. He's definitely going to be one of those guys. Kelvin Joseph. Let's talk about Kelvin Joseph. So I did a video on Kelvin Joseph, and I know that a lot of people, including myself, I thought he was on the outside looking in. I think Kelvin Joseph is going to make this team, and I think he's going to make it safely. Kelvin Joseph has put some good tape out there the last 2 preseason games. Now, he is getting cooked in practice a little bit, but when he goes out there during the game, he's executing. He's playing the slot pretty well. So he's had to adjust. And we talk about it, right? We talk about champions. Real champions got to adjust, right? I'm not a big fan of his rap game. Not a big fan of him being a rap guy and all that type of stuff, because I feel like he needs to cement himself on the field first. And then, you can do whatever you want out there. You know what I'm saying? But understand what cuts your checks, understand what your bread and butter is. And then, like, I'm not saying don't record music. I'm not saying don't do all of that type of stuff. I'm just saying understand what's important to your brand, what's the most important thing. And right now, while you have legs, while you have the youth, while it's funding your studio time and it's funding everything, you got to take care of the football first. And that's really the only thing that I've asked from him. And I think that he's doing that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been one that if I'm wrong about something, I'll say it. I've been critical of Kelvin Joseph. I've also been one that will give him a chance. And I do think that we know special teams wise, he's going to be one of your better guys. He's going to be one of your better guys when it comes to that. But him being able to play in the slot the way that he's been able to adjust to it, I think that's been a very good thing for him. And I think that that's going to be the thing that's going to hold him around. I think that's going to keep him around. And that's good for him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it does, maybe it don't. But I personally think he's played well enough to make this roster. And that's coming from me. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely coming from me. So Carlos Holloway asked the question: who will be your receivers on the 53-man roster? That's an excellent question. Obviously, you got CD. Obviously, you got Michael Gallup. You got Cooks. I think those are your top 3. I think Jalen Tolbert, who I didn't do a video on Jalen Tolbert because Tuck killed it so bad that I'm like, you know what? That needs to be where you guys go for that. Jalen Tolbert, though, is somebody I have talked up quite a bit. He's somebody that, where I said the best thing that can happen for this team is that Jalen Tolbert steps up. He's been our go-to guy in the preseason. Not only that, but if you look at the reps that he's getting against our top guys, And then you look at the games. I think Jalen Tolbert is more than capable of being that wide receiver 4, and he might take some of Michael Gallup's reps. That didn't just come from me. That's something that I saw from Foots the King, my guy Foots. Shout out to him. Shout out to his U team. I think it's City Life. You know what I'm saying? His team 12U. Go check them out. Check them out on YouTube. Foots the King. My guy's no joke. But he said that, and I agree with that. I do think that Jalen Tolbert is going to steal some reps there. And that's a good thing. Or maybe we go some full wide, and he's doing pretty good. Let's talk about Jake. Not Jake Ferguson. We'll get to that. Number 5, I think it's going to be Turpin, because obviously Turpin, he gives you that return ability. But they're also working him in with the ones, and he's getting some reps there. So big ups to Turpin. And I asked the question, based on Deuce Vaughn, like, is that a roster spot that, we could do without, where we can let Deuce do some of the returning? And, is Turpin enough on offense to hold down that 5? But I think that he is. And then I think number 6 is going to be a toss-up between Semi and Jalen Brooks. Now, in my opinion, I think Jalen Brooks has had the better camp. I think he by far had the better camp. I think that he's a draft pick. He was a draft pick this year. When we first did the draft coverage in Kansas City, and I watched his tape from what I saw, and you guys know the Draft the Bus tour with Mark Holmes this year. We drove down to Kansas City, and I said he reminds me of T.O., like the way that he can gear down in tight windows and become a possession guy. I didn't even know he was that good of a route runner, but then you start seeing him, and he's a good route runner. And I think Jalen Brooks is if we carry 6 receivers, I think it's Jalen Brooks over Semi. I think Semi is on the outside looking in right now. And, the young boy Jalen Brooks he's outworked him, bro. Like, now, if Semi makes the team, all right, but I think Jalen Brooks has definitely cemented that role if they want to go 6. But that's how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think. I know that a lot of people are saying Brooks over Semi. Yeah, we look Brooks over Semi. We got Brooks over Semi. That's where I'm at with it, right? Let's see what we have over here. Somebody asked, Frederick Johnson asked, what do you think about the second unit O-line? I think Bass, Richards, Farniak, and unfortunately Ball. Yeah, possibly. And somebody asked the question of who your swing tackle is, right? So I've been talking about this, and I feel like the person that I want to see if they could play the right side. I've liked what I've seen from Austin Richards. I've liked what I've seen from him. Now when he first got drafted, I didn't know much about him because there's a lot of players to cover, so you're not going to get them all right. And then I watched his tape, and I thought that he was raw. He had some traits, but they would have to work with him. I didn't think that they would get as much out of him as they have, and he looks pretty good. I think that he can do both guard and tackle. I personally like him at tackle better than I like him at guard. I like him at left tackle. I think that he's done some good things at left tackle. I would like to see if Richards can do right tackle. If Richards, in my opinion, can do right tackle, I would like to see it in this game. And if he could do right tackle, I think that you got yourselves maybe a swing tackle. If not, now this is going with Biletsko, his shoulder popping in and out. You know what I'm saying? Like, Biletsko would have always obviously been your guy, right? And I think that they've been working him at guard too, but Biletsko's shoulders have been an issue, right? So I think Austin Richards it's been awesome to have him. I think that, he's a guy that they should look at for that swing tackle spot. TJ Bass has done a pretty good job. I'm glad that somebody named him. Frederick Johnson talked about him at guard. TJ Bass has done pretty good. Farniak, I think, is a solid backup on the interior. I think he can play one of your guard spots or one of your center spots. I'm just glad to have Zach Martin back, because now having Zach Martin back, it gives us something to talk about. Ball, I hear, Ball is hot and cold. You know what I'm saying? And we know that we like him in the run game, but it's just like sometimes he can get abused in the pass game a little bit. And I think he makes the roster, though. I think Ball is going to make the roster. But you know what I'm saying? I think we need to see what we got out of Richards at the swing tackle. Maybe they swing him, get him a couple reps at the right tackle and see what he can do. That's kind of how I feel about it. You know, yeah. All right, Jay Money. This is a tough question right here. How many DBs you think we carry, including safety and QB and cornerback all together? This is tough, and this is something that I have to go back and look because there's so many DBs. I mean, it is so many. I can give you three corners off the top. Obviously our top three. You would go with yeah, obviously Trey, Gilmore, Bland, just off the top. I think Kelvin's gonna make it. Uh I think Eric Scott makes it. So that's five. Izzy. Is he considered a corner or is he considered a safety? That makes what, six? Obviously you got Dono, you got Hooker, you got Curse, so that's what, 12. You got Marquise Bell. I'm sorry, that's not 12. That was 9, I think, right? 9, 10. Then you got Marquise Bell. I think that's 11. I think we probably go 12. We'll probably go 12 or something like that. I think 12 is probably your number. Something close to that. Now, again, I'm not normally the 50-man, the 53-man guy who can kind of predict the roster. And I don't try to be one of them. I try to be one of the guys that analyzes what we do. I know that there are certain people that I want to keep that are on the bubble. But outside of that, I try not to kind of, you know, predict those things because it's a little bit tough, right? What's going on, Miss Jackie? How you doing? Kelvin Hicks says J. Lou still hurt. I think that he is, and I think what you might be able to do with Kelvin, I'm not Kelvin, sorry, with J. Lou is, they got a whole bunch of lists. They got non-football lists, they got IRs and all that type of stuff, right? I think that if he's not ready to go, then don't force him out there until he's ready to go, right? And we go with some of these guys that have shown you right now that they can play, and you let J. Lou get right. That's it. That's if you don't feel better about those young guys and just, outright find a way to, weed them off. But, I think J. Lou has done enough here, has enough clout here to get himself right. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do think that he's still hurt. I'm going to do some digging on that though. I'm not completely sure where he is as far as his health goes. But let me do some digging on that. That was an excellent question. Uh, I'll tell you some guys that are on my bubble list that I think I would like to see on the roster. Two young guys. I mean, I think Junior Fajoko is going to make it. Um, Isaiah Land, I would like to see him on the final 53. Um, I, I I would like to see Isaiah Land make this final 53 roster. I think that he's done more than enough to earn it here. And Curtis, I said Eric Scott. Eric Scott. Eric Scott, I think, is going to make the roster. But yeah, Miss Jackie, you said it at the right time. We can't put Land on practice squad because he will not clear waivers, right? Yeah, I don't think Isaiah Land is going to clear waivers. He's put out too much good tape against our opponents in the preseason. Not only that, he's done well. He's done well in practice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kelvin Hicks, Land is a dog. Tommy Montoya. I hope Isaiah Land makes the team. I think we're all in agreement there, and I think that the front office knows it too. You know what I'm saying? So do not be surprised if you see him on the final 53. Now, a guy that I think is up in limbo, and I don't know what's happening here. I've tried to do some digging. We're going to see. But Dorrance Armstrong, watch out for that. Something weird could happen there. Something weird. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I've had multiple people go out to camp. I've had multiple people go out at camp, and nobody can put their finger on, oh, damn, did I see Dorrance today? Is Dorrance hurt? Dorrance is there, but Dorrance isn't doing anything. One of my guys, you guys know, one of my guys told me Dorrance Armstrong there's a rift there. I'm not sure what there's a rift there. And if you guys watched Okoye's live the other day, Coach Marv talked about it. We did some digging. I did some digging on it. And Dorrance, I don't know if he's, you know what I'm saying? There's some issue there. And so I'm not sure if Dorrance is up for a trade, if Dorrance is going to get cut. But these young boys, the one thing that I do know, these young boys are getting a lot of reps in there. Dante Fowler Jr. getting a lot of those reps that Dorrance was getting. Isaiah Land, they're getting him ready for something. Sam Williams, they're getting him ready for something. You know, obviously we know what D-Law means to this team, but it's like, how many of these ends are we going to have out here? And remember, Fehoko can play end and play three. There's some guys that are that are in trouble. Gallimore is in trouble right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Gallimore is going to make this team. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah. Madman said Dorrance will be on the roster. I don't know, my guy. I'm just telling you, bro. Look at all the camp. Like, I'm just look at the coverage. Where have you seen Dorrance in clips? Look at camp. They'll tell you when somebody's injured, if they're on the mend or not. Now, the thing I heard about him was that he had a bad hammy, but nobody is reporting on Dorrance Armstrong's hammy. Nobody's reporting that he's on the cords or anything like that. Like, maybe one of you guys know something that I don't. But when there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know. Would I like Dorrance to make the team? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think Dorrance is a solid pass rusher. We need work in the run, though. You need work in the run, for sure. Am I against Dorrance here? I'm not. I'm not against Dorrance. I don't want to make that, I don't want to make that claim. I'm not against him at all. If he's on the roster, he's on the roster. I just know something a little weird here. You know what I'm saying? Something is weird. Yeah. That's the term, Miss Jackie. Bubble wrapped, I guess. Yeah, that's definitely the term. Curtis, I don't hear anything about Gallimore, good or bad. Yeah, man, they got some young boys in here. That can play. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see, man. We gonna definitely see, man. But I just wanted to get on here, get live. I told you guys I would go live. I was supposed to go live the last couple of days. As you guys know, my personal situation. I'm at home. I'm a bum right now. I'm in between jobs. Monday is the start of my new expedition, my new my new job. So I'm happy about that. So I took a couple days before that. My birthday is on Tuesday. You know, shout out to the Virgos, Virgo Nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, your boy's getting up there in age. I'm definitely getting up there in age, but happy to celebrate. Um, Happy to celebrate another year with you guys. Happy to celebrate another year with positivity. You know what I'm saying? I am blessed. The people around me are blessed, and that's all you can really ask for, right? That's all you can really ask for. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, appreciate you. Jay Money. Oh, great question. Great question for me. Oh, hey, thank you, man. Thank you, appreciate you. Am I worried about Mozzie? I am not worried about Mozzie because Mozzie is exactly what I thought he was, right? There are people out there that are worried about him. They're worried about him because they didn't really scout him. They didn't really know. They didn't really know what I knew. And this is what I was trying to articulate. This is what I was trying to articulate when we drafted him. And Mark kept asking me questions, and Mark kept saying things that I'm just like, that's not him. Like, y'all are making up stuff, right? And Mozzie's raw. He needs a little work. He needs reps. He's not the Aaron Donald type from day one, not the Vita Vey type from day one. He's very, very strong, very, very athletic. But his gas tank was an issue. You know what I'm saying? His gas tank is definitely an issue. And obviously the team knows that. That's why he's getting so many reps now. They're working on that gas tank. They're working on, recognition. They're working on all of the things that I tried to articulate that day where I said it was okay pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it helps us in the area that we need. Could we have got more impact there? Possibly. That's what I was saying. But Mozzie ain't just the guy that you're gonna put in and he's gonna impact like right away. But with him with Hankins though, that was the vision I didn't see. And playing him at the 3 with Hankins at the 1 on early rundowns, which I did a video on. Go check that out. Go check out how we'll use Mozzie. And they have used him and Hank exactly how I envisioned after really thinking about it and looking at Osa's tape last year. And Hank is going to help him. So it's not going to be Mozzie just out there by himself. You're not going to be able to double both of those guys without those linebackers flowing. And I think that that's the problem that we wanted to create up front. And I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like that a lot. But the things that people are worried about now, where they're like, oh, he's a bust. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. I tried to tell y'all that day one. You know what I'm saying? I tried to tell y'all that day one, but I just didn't articulate it the best way. And so now people are seeing it, but he's got to work. He's going to work. Dan Quinn is going to get him right. Don't worry about it. Long story short, don't worry about Mozzie. Mozzie's going to get right. He's young. He's learning. It's one of the toughest positions to really get. You know what I'm saying? It takes a couple years sometimes. And he's got a vet next to him that's going to help him out. You know what I'm saying? Big Hank is a big body. They got to worry more about Hank than they got to worry about Mozzie. And that's a good problem to have, guys. That's a good problem to have. Definitely a good problem to have. I hope I answered that question to the best of my abilities. And yeah, he's not doing what he's doing at Michigan. He's going to be a complimentary. He's going to start out being a complimentary to Hank, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. He don't got to come in and be this super impact guy. He just has to help us. He just has to help us. You know what I'm saying? He don't got to be making tackles in the backfield, making Pro Bowls in year one. He just got to be solid. That's all we really need. Be solid. We don't need you to be great. Be solid. Right? But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. I appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. I'm going to go live a lot more. And, you know, we're going to do some merch giveaways and stuff like that to my super chatters, right? We're going to, you know, your boy got some merch out there, so go check out dmvfanatic.com, dmvfanatic.com. You know what I'm saying? Got some stuff up there for y'all, man. For y'all people who love the receivers, I got this crazy 88 shirt up over there that y'all really going to like. Y'all really would like the merchandise that I have up there. You know what I'm saying? I got the Goonies shirt. We got the Dak Attack. Go check out the Cowboys merch, man. And it also have some DMV stuff for y'all that's not just Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? It's leisure stuff, but it's cool. Like I got a DMV shirt on right now, man. Got a DMV shirt on right now. Got the hat on. You know what I'm saying? Go check out the merch, man. You know what I'm saying? Go check out the merch because we here to stay. And if you're from the DMV, why not rep it, right? Why not rep it? But hey, appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. Thanks for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do a lot more of these live shows. And I know we got some stuff cooking. Got some stuff cooking with Rome. Got some stuff cooking with Tuck. We're going to be doing the NFC show. And y'all all know the homie Mark. Of course I'm going to be over there on Sundays, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing happened between me and my brother. You know, Mark helped me get into this game. So I never forget where I came from. I'm definitely over there. Like I talked about, like, think about this, man. For the people that found me through Mark Holmes' channel, like, think about our wins and losses since I've been going over there and since I've known Mark Holmes. We've won a lot more games than we've lost. So I'm a creature of habit, and I'm going to continue to put that good juju out there. And, you know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to do work together. I'm going to be over there eating them wings, getting fat on Sundays, and we're going to get it in, man. But, hey, appreciate y'all, man. DMV, stand up. DC, stand up. And we out, man. Peace. Let me get this outro video for y'all, man. Let me get this outro video. I should have had it queued up, but, you know, your boy is a little rusty right now. A little rusty, but let's get it.
I can't feel the pain, I'm numb to all you say. To keep it real and stay 100 through the rain. I can feel there's something missing from your face. So Keep it real and stay 100 in your veins. Put me in these boxes, still I'm tryna break away. I just roll it up and down some liquor for my pain. Thoughts inside my head, it's nightmares instead of some dreams. I've been tryna hold on to everything from the seams. Try to get it by any means. It's no accepting defeat with all this pressure that's on me. Trusting whenever I breathe, cause everything is on me. If everybody is down, I gotta pick up all the pieces. Yeah, I can't fall, cause I do it for my daughter, so she can make it farther. Ain't worry about your comments, cause I believe in karma. No time for your bullshit or any petty drama.